like to call this meeting to order. This is the Buena Vista Township regular meeting, October 28th, 2024. We'll start with a roll call.
Mr. Krenzer?
Here.
Mr. Renard?
Here.
Mrs. Testa?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Mayor Ruggieri?
Here. On January 9th, 2024, notice of this meeting was mailed to the Daily Journal, the press, and duly posted in the main lobby of the municipal complex. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. I'd like to ask everyone to stand to salute the flag. Kurt, will you lead us?
Yep. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 4, approval of minutes. We have the workshop meeting from October 7th, 2024, and the executive meeting October 7th, 2024.
Need a motion and a second?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Renard?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes.
Announcements, presentations, and discussions. Tonight, I have a presentation regarding our municipal best practices. It's a requirement by New Jersey state law for each of the municipalities to participate in an online survey. That survey determines how much each municipality will receive in aid in the next calendar year, so this will be for 2025. There is a minimum score that you have to be able to obtain, so that way none of our state aid is withheld. The highest amount you are required to get where no aid is withheld is 35. We were actually able to achieve above that for 44.5. The perfect score was 45, so I was just 0.5 less than. There was only one thing that we just have to do. But we definitely exceeded all that, and again, that goes to each of the departments to be able to keep up with everything that's required by law for us to do, to be able to answer these questions in the positive. So for the record, I'm happy to announce that for 2025, we will receive 100% of our state aid.
Oh, perfect.
That's awesome.
So,
Thank you, thank you.
yes, that is a clap. We want state aid. So that is my discussion and presentation. I will turn it over to you, Mayor, for your report.
Thank you, Lisa. A few quick things to share with you guys tonight. Veterans Day ceremony will be held November 11th at 11 a.m. right out front at the municipal building. Please save that date and time. I would love to welcome all of you guys to attend. So pretty much same format. We'll be set up out front, fire trucks, kind of all the pageantry, light refreshments afterward. We typically are pretty much underway right at 11 on the nose. The event as a whole is typically a 15 to 20 minute undertaking, so if you guys can make it, we would love to have you. Holiday annual toy drive. If you have given, thank you. If you are considering giving, please do. The donation box is right out front of this door. Some of the hot items for this year, and I feel like this is always important to touch on because these things trend and come in and out of popularity so quick. Barbie, which is a mainstay. Squishmallows are a big one this year.
They're nice, I have one.
Nerf guns, always a crowd favorite. Paw Patrol, Coco Melon, and any Lego items. We are asking for monetary donations as well. Big Lots in Millville is going out of business. It's a good place. If you're in your travels, my wife said toys are like 30-40% off. So we typically try to raise, usually in the realm of like $3,000. This room is floor to ceiling, wall to wall, completely transformed into Santa's workshop. So any help in any way, shape, or form is immensely appreciated. It benefits our community as a whole in December when we do Santa's workshop right here at Town Hall. I would like to welcome our new chief of EMS, Natalia Stockmall. If you could stand up. If you could probably make a very compelling argument, the most important job within BVT. So our guardian in the eves of the night, the weekends, holidays, 24/7. So welcome to BVT. This community definitely looks forward to interacting with you in just about all fronts. I can't thank you guys enough for just the 2% of what you do gets recognized, the other 98% kind of gets unnoticed. So on behalf of myself, Township Committee, a big chunk of BVT as a whole, welcome. We wish you many, many, many years of success. So welcome to Buena Vista Township. Thank you. Trunk or treat. Okay, trunk or treat was held October 19th. This was an inaugural event. We hadn't done anything like this prior. I think if this was just a trunk or treat, it probably wouldn't have been as crazy. This was coupled to a haunted trail. I think if this was just a trunk or treat, it's a 15, 20-minute endeavor. People probably wouldn't have come out in the droves that they did. But being that this was married to the haunted trail and you had that whole experience, and it was like an evening, the concession stand was open, the entire park was transformed to look like part of Harry Potter's Hogwarts. Our best guess is somewhere in the realm of 500 to 600 people were there in attendance. At one point in time, the trunks were kind of lined up along the football field, starting like where the goalpost was. The line went almost to Cedar Ave to start at the first car. People were 30, 45 minutes to get to the first of 35 cars. There were people that brought candy for 500 or 600 people and ran out. So this event completely exceeded expectations. I think we had the initial wave of people, and then word got out, and we had probably 7 or 8 towns worth of people. I think this was a perfect storm of phenomenal weather. There was nothing else going on anywhere else. Tremendous event. I want to thank all of our township staff, all of our volunteers. The entire nature trail at Michael Debbie Park was transformed to look like just a haunted woods. We had generators, strobe lights, animatronics, actors, all these characters throughout. So this would have been like, if this was like a Creamy Acres type thing, this would have been a $100 to $150 endeavor for a family of 4 or 5 that was completely free. So this is definitely going to be a mainstay event for us moving forward. This completely exceeded expectations. Big shout out to Anthony Poley, our supervisor of public works. Anthony actually slept in the park in his truck the night before the event, because we had at this point a gazillion pieces of equipment set up, and we were worried about any kind of mischief. So Anthony slept in his truck the evening before to safeguard the park, and then the night of, we probably concluded around 9:15, and we had volunteers there to almost midnight breaking down the event. So hats off to everybody that was involved, volunteers, participants. This was probably far and away our biggest, most grandiose event that we've done in BVT history. Between trunk-or-treaters and parents, we were probably every bit of 1,000 bodies that passed through this event during that 3-hour window. So hats off to everybody. It was a phenomenal event. And that's all I have for my report tonight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinances for introduction, first reading, there are none. Ordinances for public hearing, second reading, there are none. Public comment on current agenda items only. In order for the committee to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, meeting attendees will be given 2 minutes, all-inclusive, to comment on any agenda items without comment or question from the committee, but only on items specified on the agenda listed for the current meeting. Please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record. Resolution 145-24 is authorizing the payment of bills in the amount of $1,222,158.38. Of that, the school board tax was $973,587. Consent agenda includes items of business which are not controversial and do not require individual discussion. A motion approving the consent agenda is moved, seconded, and voted upon as one item by the Township Committee. If any discussion is requested on a consent agenda item, it is removed from the consent agenda to the regular agenda. 146-24 is award the quote for the 2025 calendar to Invoke Print and Marketing Solutions. 147-24 is approving the compensation for members of the Board of Fire Commissioners. 148-24 is awarding the reconstruction of Old Landis Avenue Phase 1 to Paving Plus. 149-24 is awarding the bid to Atlantic Salt Inc. for rock salt through the Atlantic County Cooperative. 150-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute a shared service agreement with Buena Regional School District. 151-24 is authorizing the cancellation of taxes due to veterans exemption. 152-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute an independent consulting contract with David Scheide to serve as the principal public works manager. 153-24 is authorizing the transfer of budget appropriations. 154-24 is appointing Antoinette Irwin as administrative secretary. 155-24 is supporting Atlantic County to install traverse rumble strip paving markings along Landis Avenue in the area of the intersection of Union Road. 156-24 is acknowledging the appointment of BVT EMS Chief Natalia Stockmall and mutual collaboration with the Township Administrator. And 157-24 is adopting and amending personnel policy and procedures.
Alrighty, we need a motion and a second to open to the public for agenda items only.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to close?
Motion to close.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion and a second to pay the bills.
Motion to pay the bills?
Roll call?
Krenzer,
Yes.
Renart,
Yes.
Testa,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Ruggieri.
Yes. And lastly, a motion and a second to adopt consent agenda resolutions 146 through 157.
Motion to adopt 146 through 15724.
Second.
Roll call?
Krenzer,
Yes.
Renart,
Yes.
Testa,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Ruggieri.
Yes. Item 12, our Township Administrator's Report. What do you have for us tonight, Lisa?
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to remind everyone that early voting has begun. It started Saturday. It will run all the way through until next Sunday. It's located here at our Dr. Martin Luther King Community Center on Jackson Road, right off of 54. If you make a right, go about a mile down on the left-hand side. It's 661 Jackson Road. So this is available for all Atlantic County residents, so it's not only just for Buena Vista. If you live in Folsom, if you live in Weymouth, this is available on the western side. Otherwise, the next area would actually be Mays Landing. But this will allow you to vote prior to Election Day and be able to cast your vote, or you can go to any other early voting location throughout the County of Atlantic. The hours of operation are Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And again, this will end this upcoming Sunday. There will be no early voting on Monday, which is the day before election, and then the polls will open, and you'll be able to go to your normal, regularly scheduled voting location, whether it is East Vineland, Richland, Collins Lakes, or at the Martin Luther King Center on Election Day. Polls open at 6 and they close at 8. So also, if you have any mail-in ballots, we do have a mail-in ballot drop box. There's no postage required, but make sure everything is sealed as if you were mailing it, and you can drop it right in the drop box. The county comes twice a day to be able to empty that, and all the ballots are securely transported out to the Atlantic County Board of Elections for collection. Any questions about where you need to vote, or if you didn't receive your sample ballot, contact the clerk's office at 856-697-2100, extension 1010. Clerk's office.
One of those.
Hit that option. You'll find us. Also, just want to mention, we do have our Thanksgiving Day dinner, which is a drive-through. It's our 9th annual Community Thanksgiving Dinner, which is located at the Dr. Martin Luther King Community Center. Reservations are required by November 20th by 4:30 p.m. You can call them or you can email them to reserve your dinner. Quentin McClendon literally cooks for days straight prior to this. Everything is packaged right up as a takeout dinner for you and your family. It is free. You just need to sign up and pick up that day, and you would be able to have a Thanksgiving dinner for you and your family if you wish to have that. So again, you can call 609-704-7262, or you can email mlkcenter@buenavistanj.com to reserve your meals. That will be on Thanksgiving, November 28th, 2024, from the hours of 1 to 2:30 p.m.
And I'm going to notify the state police that day for Quentin. Quentin typically has 4 turkeys going in 4 different ovens at 4 different places. So there's a 2-hour window where he's allowed to speed to check from turkey to turkey so that they're all done in time.
Yes, we do have a lot of volunteers that allow their ovens to be used to be able to cook as many turkeys and hams as we need for that day. If you also would like to donate for that day, we also will take any hams or any turkeys for that day, frozen or otherwise. If you have frozen, definitely you could drop them off here at Town Hall. We will store them, or you can take them directly to the Martin Luther King Center. We will accept donations or any canned donations as well, stuffing, anything of that nature, we will take them as well. We have drop-off box here at the municipal building. And last but not least, I just also want to say congratulations and thank you to Natalia. I have to say, when we advertised for this position, there was a huge stack of resumes that came in, and there was a very stringent research interview process that everybody went through for it. And Natalia obviously, came out on top. She has been a breath of fresh air. She has huge shoes to fill. A big organization for what we have, definitely. So many thank you. Thank you for accepting the offer. Welcome to BVT and BVT EMS. Welcome to our family and team. So I do appreciate that, and I look forward to working with you.
Welcome.
And that is my report.
Alrighty, item 13, our committee reports. We're going to start with Deputy Mayor Testa.
Thank you. I want to reiterate about the trunk or treat. I have a hard time saying that. I had never been to one before, and this was totally amazing event. I want to thank Gia Hawes, whose imagination thought all of this up, along with Lisa. I don't know how they did this, how they came up with all of this, but it was incredible. And Anthony Poley and the staff of Public Works made this happen, and it was just an incredible event. The kids loved it, and I never saw so many people in my life come to an event. I obviously all ran out of candy. I mean, I had gotten enough, I think, for almost 500, and it went. I felt so badly, but there was nothing we could do. We never expected the amount of people that showed up. You were right. I think word got out, and
Yeah.
there was an onslaught. But to see what the staff did was, I would have never expected anything like this in Buena Vista Township, but I think now we have a reputation that whatever we do it well, and everybody expects that.
And it's not a small venue to decorate. We had
No.
the pavilions, the concession stand, the football field, all of the woods all throughout. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about decorating like a 2 or 3 acre body of land
Yeah.
with pumpkins and corn stalks
Not just
and
that,
bales of
the
straw.
lights.
Yeah.
The lights,
Yeah.
it just literally is unbelievable. It's breathtaking. And, when she said Harry Potter, it was Harry Potter. So I just want to thank everybody who did this and the ideas that came to life. Again, I would like to thank Natalia Stockmal. You really have found a home, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we want you to, and make it your home.
We'll keep you busy.
And again, we want to ask everybody to contribute to the toy drive. Every year, this is really an amazing event for the children. They look forward to it, and if you saw their faces, it's so well worth donating to it. So please try to come up with something for it. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to donate my check for it.
Ooh,
Very nice.
thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
It's going to buy a lot of Squishmallows.
I don't even know what they are, but I want to give that for the donation for the toy drive,
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy
and
Mayor.
that's that.
Thank you. Committeeman Krenzer, what do you have for us tonight?
All right, good evening, everybody. There's a lot of you guys here tonight. So I'll try to be brief, but my reports are usually drag on, so I apologize. So real quick, Public Works update. Our team is out winterizing all the irrigation throughout the township. That's in the parks and town hall lawns. We're pulling the leaf collection signs out, shoulder repairs with DGA. We're cleaning up the side of the roads this week, putting up roadside American flags for Veterans Day. Township property maintenance, dragging the baseball fields, removing dead flowers from Township Hall. We're prepping the leaf machines. Obviously, all those leaves continue to be a nuisance throughout the entire township. Finishing grading roads, removing hazardous trees, and prepping for a monthly drop-off. And we also are going through bus shelters and that, and picking up garbage and fixing those as needed. So the team is busy this week. They're out and about and on the move. So if anything else comes up, please give Public Works a call. And what's their number, Lisa?
856-697-2100, extension 5.
Yep, and then if you don't get anybody, leave a message. They check them hourly. So a couple other things that I want to talk about tonight is I continue to get a couple phone calls, per week of four-wheelers and dirt bikes and unauthorized motor vehicles on township property and riding on township roads.
We had a very bad accident on Friday as well.
Yeah, and, and just today I got one of four-wheelers and dirt bikes out behind a Greco's property that's off Route 40 in Richland. And, it's very hard to control off-road vehicles, as you really can't chase them because you could cause an accident. When you do see them, you call the state police or law enforcement, and it takes them, 10, 15 minutes to get there, and they're gone by then. So, as anybody in the township sees this, take pictures, report it to the state police. Any information is very good and valid for us. So if everybody can continue to do that, that's going to help out, us, the state police, and everybody involved from that. So also, moving on, Lisa, we had a court hearing today. How did that go?
We had a court hearing today at 2 o'clock regarding a property maintenance issue that we've been having on Main Avenue. It's been about a year-long process. But not only did the township, but also Atlantic County Health Department and the Pinelands Commission showed up, and we were able to request and were granted injunctive relief to be able to have the individual to vacate the property within 48 hours. Hopefully, the individual does that. If not, they will be held in contempt of court, and that process will continue with the judge. We're hoping for compliance. We will see where that goes, but definitely was a good outcome in court today after something that has been a pretty long battle, not only for the township, but for the neighbors that have lived next to that for over the past month. So hopefully this is, going in the positive direction.
I hope so. And
Definitely.
what else do I have? Oh, Natalie.
Natalia.
Natalie, you need to take a day off, okay? You've worked every day since you were hired, so, all right? So, don't get burned out too quick, okay?
Tomorrow.
So
February
that's-
29th.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about now, so. But, Mayor, I think that's all I have for now, so I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all coming out, too.
You touched on something real quick, Aaron. Leaf collection's coming up in the next several weeks. We reiterate this every year. When you put your leaves curbside, please, bricks, concrete, cinder blocks, I know that they're put there to kind of weigh them down or as a deterrent for cars to ride through them. They wreak havoc on our machines. I mean, we literally can suck up a brick and have a machine down for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's, a several $1,000 repair. So please try to keep the pile to just leaves and very small sticks. Like clockwork, we usually suck up at least 3 or 4 small boulders a year that blow apart inside the machine. So just friendly reminder on that. Please try to keep the pile to just leaves. Committeeman Renard.
Okay. I just have 2 things I'd like to comment on. I really would like to see a whole bunch of people at the Veterans event. It used to be very big, and then the last few times it seems to be getting smaller instead of bigger. And it would be very nice to honor the vets by showing up. It's only a short time out of your day, and it really means a lot to them to show up and show your appreciation.
And we'll have the flag up for that, right, Lisa? The big flag?
We anticipate to, yes.
Yeah, that's super cool for those of you guys that haven't seen it. I mean, this flag is giant, and it's out front
It
here,
hangs
held
off
up by one of our
the,
ladder
the
trucks.
ladder
If
truck,
we have
right.
the truck available, yes.
No, you're right.
But And the early voting. Early voting is, they're pushing early voting. It really is a good thing to go out and vote. I've already voted, and the lines were pretty long.
Yeah, they were.
Yes. In some towns, they're like 2 hours, 3 hour long lines. So it seems a lot of people are taking this early voting to heart, and that's a good thing. That's about it.
Thank you, Kurt. Committeeman Williams.
Yes, I just wanted to thank the staff and Lisa and Gia for all the work they put in for the trunk or treat, and I heard it was an outstanding event. I had to miss it this year due to a wedding and to attend, but it was really, I really heard good things about it. I'm glad it was liked by everyone, because it was an outstanding event. And also, I was glad to see the awarding the bid for the Atlantic salt, for the rock salt, for the Atlantic County Cooperative, for the shared service agreement between us and Buena Regional School District. That's part of our shared services that we do, which is good for the community. Also, I was glad to see the Atlantic County to install the transverse rumble strips for the paving markings for Atlantis Avenue. I know we tried to get a traffic light there, but this is it's still a good opportunity to have some improvement with that road.
It's probably been 2 years in the making, John, hasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, at least. I think it was like 5 years for the
Probably.
for
It was a long time.
the light. And also, I wanted to acknowledge the appointment of the BVT EMS Chief Natalie Stockmall. And I know Lisa and the people that conducted the interviews did an outstanding job at getting the people, and it took over a week and a half, I think, or 2 weeks, right? So I was glad to see that, and I know she'll do a really good job. And also, I just wanted to let everybody know that I usually participate in the Thanksgiving dinners that we do at the Martin Luther King Center. It's a really worthwhile event, and we appreciate everything that Quentin does with that. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Item 14, public comment.
Public comment. The committee welcomes participation of interested organizations and individuals during regular caucus, workshop, and special meetings. However, in order to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, attendees will be given 4 minutes, all-inclusive, including all dialogue, questions, and responses from both the speaker and the committee for the designated public portion of the meeting. There may be no transference of a speaker's time to other attendees, so please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record.
We need a motion and a second to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Come on now.
Good evening. My name is Luann Lima. I'm from 338 John Alden Drive in Cranberry Run. So first of all, Mayor, I would like very much I'd like you to know that we appreciate the communication between you and our community, especially within the last month. Very important to us, and we do appreciate that. It occurred to me that since you and Mr. Kresner have taken the time to speak with us, it seems that both sides have a better understanding of who we are and what our worries are and what our problem and the problems that we face in Cranberry Run. I also realize that unless the remaining members of the board learn who we are, some will continue to find us, and me especially, burdensome. So I would like to read a short statement. Cranberry Run has 2 social clubs, the Civic and Social Club and the homeowners of Cranberry Run. We, the residents of Cranberry Run, are so much more comprehensive than that. We consist of 150 residents, neighbors, and friends. We follow the legislation agenda of all branches of government, and we lean on the laws that are passed when we need them. We are advocates of quality of life issues within our community and are prepared always to go in the direction of assistance. So I tell you this because I am sure some of you believe us to be here too often, but we are truly concerned citizens who care for one another, and we will be visible and vocal from time to time. So I hope that you find this acceptable and choose to represent us in the best of your ability, which, Mayor, again, thank you. Mr. Kresner, again, thank you. We appreciate your communication with Legacy on our behalf, and we would like you to kindly speak to us this evening regarding, again, the lot rent issue. You have been wonderful in, I know, dealing with Legacy, getting to people in Legacy that we could not reach. We do have communication with the regional manager, however, we haven't been able to get substantial answers. So if you would reiterate for the community and tell us what it is you learned through Legacy so that we know what we're facing. Of course, I have, but I think it's important that, to hear from the horse's mouth.
Thanks, Luann.
Thank you.
So you and I last spoke October 14th. That was immediately following a conference call that took place with myself, our Township Administrator, Lisa Tilton, Tanya Bailey, Regional Manager of Legacy, and Andrew Fells, President of Legacy. We got on the call at 10. We were wrapping up probably close to 11. And we kind of very candidly, asked Andrew, because Tanya doesn't like to get into the minutia of rates. I guess that is more a function of corporate, and there's another part of Legacy, and Andrew was able to speak to that. We were very vocal just about the overall uncertainty that exists present day, what direction the park is headed monetarily come January 1st, 2025, and really asked Andrew point blank, in advance of this meeting, what is the outlook for existing residents of Cranberry Run? We seem to have a very good idea of somebody walking in day one as a new resident where they're at, and he walked us through that pricing structure, and I believe the 2025 market rate for a day one tenant is the base of $900 with water, sewer, pad fees. I think the magic number is like $993, correct? So Andrew was very candid about kind of the logic of a new to the park pricing model versus somebody that's there existing. And the thought within Legacy is that somebody that's new to the park has options. They're looking at Cranberry Run, they're looking elsewhere, they have the ability to go elsewhere if the pricing doesn't work for them. You guys do not. You do not have that luxury of going down the road, looking at this community, looking at this community, looking at this community. So we said, what is a very best guess of potential rate increases for existing tenants present day? And he said 8 to 12%, okay? On people that are already higher into that closer to the magic number of the $8.99 base rate, we'll see lower percentages of increase. People that are lower will see the higher percentages, and we asked this in the beginning of the call, during the middle of the call, and toward the end of the call, because I didn't want there to be any, misunderstanding, any ambiguity, and Lisa and I were very detailed in this conversation. So 8 to 12% is the expectation. December 1st is I guess, the hard date to have legal notice to you guys. Andrew said, as a courtesy, he was going to try to have this known to you guys a week or two prior to that. So we're thinking somewhere in the realm of like November 15th-ish to have something. But I believe him wholeheartedly. I don't think that there's any benefit to him of telling us X and you guys ending up with Y, a week or two later. We hope to have a working relationship with these guys at Legacy. That the goal is to get the entire park to that market rate, but fully understands the financial constraints that exist, and this was going to be a long process in that 8 to 12% range year over year to get existing tenants to that magic number. And he seemed very mindful of just the ability to shoulder more of an increase. So 8 to 12% is the number that we heard 3 different times during the course of that call. Please keep the lines of communication open in the coming weeks and let us know if that doesn't hold true. But at this point, you know what we know as of that October 14th call.
Thank you so much. What I will add to that is, I don't want everybody to think it's gonna be an 8 to 12% every year. We have the legislation.
Correct. Ideally, this is a non-issue from,
Right. We have, the legislation has been moving.
correct.
It hasn't been languishing, as was told to the people here. It has been moving, and I have.
Luann, what is the latest update on that?
I will give you that
Okay, cool.
immediately.
Thank you.
I have a statement from the senator. The Senate version of the bill passed the Senate, state government, wagering, tourism, and historic preservation last Thursday by a vote of 3-1. The bill now sits in the Senate on second reading, awaiting a full vote in the Senate. The next time they meet is in December. They take November off. In the Assembly, it has cleared 2 committees and is awaiting a vote in the Assembly where it also awaits a full Assembly vote, which they also reconvene in December. The bill remains a top priority for all 3 members, and with the bipartisan sponsorship support in both houses, the office remains persistently optimistic of its passing. So it has moved, it's moving through, we have bipartisan, help. We feel that it will happen in December is when they believe that it will come to both floors, both houses on the same day, and it will pass in December. However, it still leaves us with the issue of the 3-month enactments. And that's where we feel that we fall into a hole because we will have to pay 8 to 12%. I realize that $50 or $60 isn't a lot to everyone, but 12% to a senior is a lot, no matter how you look at 12%. It's just a lot. It's more than the 3.5. What are we getting in Social Security? It's not even 3 this year. So it's going to be a hardship on everyone. We realize that we may have to have that 8 to 12% this year, and then it will never happen again because we will have the legislation to pass. But again, we'll be here next month because we may have to ask over and over and over again and just keep hearing whatever you answer us, which is, we just don't know what's gonna happen on January 1st to the people who just can't pull off $50, $60, $70 a month. They're petrified. We have over 34 seniors in our community who are in their late 80s and 90s. We had the legislators come and their staff come to a meeting. We had over 100 people sign up for senior programs. And, you learn a lot about what people live with. And quite frankly, most of them live between $700 and $1,000 a month. So once they pay their rent, that, $50, $60 might be 12% increase, but to them, it's a 50% increase on what it is they have in their hands. So we're just gonna keep hanging on every door. We have to, I'm sorry, but we have to do it until we're turned away for the last time.
Understood. Thanks, Luann. Take care.
And just one more point, Bill. I think part of the conversation that was very enlightening was that this present individual wanted to continue monthly calls with you and Lisa, to have that open line of communication with what's happening, what's changing, where is Cranberry Run going and stuff, and the advancements there as far as any
Enhancements,
any
amenities.
enhancements.
Yep.
So,
Unfortunately, we've never heard anything truthful come from anyone in the
Understood.
organization. However, I plan hopefully to speak with you the first day. I've asked the first person who receives it in the mail to let us know what it says between now and November 15th, and then we'll really know the bottom line. So we're just fingers crossed and we're waiting.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luann.
Frank Lewis, 541 Puritan Drive, in Cranberry Run. I'd like to thank you guys for the sweet potatoes. Oh, that's close to it, I don't know. Well, they brought sweet potatoes to us, and I want to thank them for bringing them to Cranberry Run and passing them out.
The Township Committee did not, but,
I recommend.
Yeah.
Some of you were there.
Our club
understood,
did.
understood.
And I just want
Yep.
to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Then, the next thing, we didn't have rain for 30 days. The ponds are really low and really stagnant. I don't
We
know.
went from too much water to not enough.
Come and look, please. We invite you to come
We're
look at
dealing with it, farming and everything else. We get it. It's
You
crazy.
know, and the water's really stagnant, you know. I don't know if the fish are living there, the wildlife's getting hurt by going into that water and all the contaminated, concentrated. You know, I don't know if you can come and test the water.
That's not within our capabilities.
All right.
It's not the township's responsibility.
Who typically is tasked with maintaining, I guess, the pond, with water testing, with water levels?
The water levels are maybe that deep now.
Okay.
It's like that much gone.
Is there any circulation or any fountains or anything in there?
Put the pipes on.
Okay, so,
And the water thing that shoots up.
so if you have any concerns with that type of stagnant water that could create some type of either mosquitoes or gnats, you can contact
plenty
the,
of gnats. You're
you
more than
can,
welcome to have them.
you can contact the Atlantic County Health Department. They will actually come out and test it, and if they feel that there are issues with it, they will contact the owner to make sure that they do what they need to do with the
Okay.
pond. But it wouldn't be a township thing, but you definitely just give them a call and say it's stagnant water, you believe it's breeding mosquitoes. They're gonna come out right away and test that water.
All right, could you pass me the number and I'll call
Sure. I'm gonna write it right now for you.
them? Okay. Well, you guys see how the ponds are, how dirty it is. And you see how many gnats that we got all around our yards.
I'm sure this frost will have gotten rid of a lot of the gnats. No?
Yeah.
So you can call 609-645-5935.
Thank you.
Yep, you're
And
welcome.
then you go call them
Yeah, we'll
or you'll call them?
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all the stuff you are doing for us. If no one ever says it. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Name is John Cossavet. It's P-O-C-S-U-V-A-Y, 472 Pilgrim Way, Cranberry Run. I want to recap a statement that Deputy Mayor released earlier. Whatever we do it well. Do the honorable thing. Pass the rent cap ordinance.
Thank you, John.
My name is Teresa Martin, and I'm 109 Pennsylvania Buena. This is to tell you how hard it is. I'm 77, and I make $1,019 a month on myself. I pay $344 a month for health insurance. I've been going to cancer for 3 years. And this would be the way a part to. There's a lot of people like me in there. So I just want to be aware of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. All right, I'm going to ask for a motion to close.
Motion, please.
Need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Item 15,
There is no executive session this evening.
I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.